I mean, it's all over the shop, right? But what if I told you it's one of the first songs you learnt from Hal Leonard, Mel Bay, Progressive Beginner Guitar Book 1, or whatever you learnt from? It's Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Joyful, Joyful was originally a hymn sung to the tune of Beethoven's banger. I couldn't say that with a straight face. That's what it is. So, I mean, like, check it out. Unreal. I didn't realise that. So, what's going on there? If you just want to learn it parrot fashion, learn how to play it fast forward to... But if you want to spend a couple of minutes with me to understand how all those chords fit in and polish up your gospel chops, you'll be far less likely to get lost in all those substitutions at this year's Carols performance. To understand this type of gospel arrangement, you just need to grasp one little musical concept, one little idea, the 2-5-1. So those numbers simply represent chords in a key. So if we were in the key of A, 1 would mean A, an A chord. 2 would mean B. Now, there's another tiny bit of detail that I need to add in there. Each chord in a key possesses certain harmonic qualities, whether it's major or minor, and what we call a dominant 7, or is it a half diminished chord or whatever. But all we need to know for today is that the 2, the second chord, is a minor, and the 5 chord is what we call a dominant 7. And the 1 is a major. Now, the easiest way to understand a 2-5-1 is that it's simply a nice, natural sounding progression of chords. D minor, G7, C. It just sounds natural. A minor, D7, G. They're all 2-5-1s. They sound like a lot of songs because they're in a lot of songs. You probably noticed that the 5 chord, or what I'm calling the dominant 7, it sounds like it wants to lead you back home. So it's a G7 leads us to a C, an E7 to A. The most obvious example of this is the old... you can't... You've got to resolve it. So that 5 chord, or the dominant 7, builds tension. Another example would be in a 12-bar blues. If you, at the end you've got your E, D, and A. Again, you've got to resolve it. That's what it's all about. That's how songs are written. Another seasonally appropriate example would be All I Want for Christmas is... And so, well, the 2 chord just leads nicely to the 5. That's what I was doing right there. All I want for... That's the 2 chord, because we're in G. A minor is number 2. The D, I'm using a D7 flat 9 there, which is, I think, what they did in the song, is the 5 and the 1. So yeah, the 2 is the same distance from the 5. In essence, the 2 is the 5's 5. Okay, let's put it into action. Joyful, Joyful from Sister Act 2 is in the key of E flat, I think. I don't know. My chart from Carols this year is in E flat. Ba, 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 ba. So there's our first 2 chords, from the 1 to the 4, just like 6 vermillion other songs that you know and love. But what if we treat that 4 chord as a 1 and we 2-5-1 our way into it? So ba, 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 ba. So I'm going E flat, B flat minor, E flat 7 or 11 or 9. They're all dominant 7 chords. So 2, the B flat becomes a 2 because we're moving to the key of A flat. 2, 5, 1. That's all that's going on there. It's very clever. And that's wonderfully effective. So now that we're on the A flat, we're going to use another little trick, which is called the major minor plagal cadence. Yeah, it's a bit of a wanky name, but you've definitely heard this one as well in songs like In My Life by the Beatles. In my life, I love you more. So D to D minor to A. Sounds super familiar, doesn't it? It's like... It works really well. Another example is the Beach Boys' Kokomo. I don't know what key this one's in off the top of my head, but we'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. Yeah, obvious. And a really recent one is Circles by Post Malone. I think that's in C. Now, I reckon Kev probably slipped that in there. I don't know for sure, but it just sounds very Kevin Parker to me. Anyway, you get the idea. So we're on the A flat, and we used the major minor plagal cadence to move back to E flat. So it's the 4 chord, it's a minor 4, it's a 1. But there's another little bit of substitution that's going on here, which is instead of just going straight to an A flat minor, the band goes to a D flat 9 because they're very, very similar chords. An A flat minor or an A flat minor 6 is just like a D flat 9 with a different bass note. So you can hear that still resolves with the same feeling. Okay, so the next part of this phrase is ba 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 ba. So just the 1 chord to the 5 chord, but in this arrangement, to get to that 5 chord, which is a B flat, we're going to find out what its 5 is, which is an F, and bring that one into play. So, ba, 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 ba. Now our melody repeats again, ba, 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 same as before, but this time we start off on that original 2-5-1 with the B flat minor. Ba, 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 ba. And for the final phrase, we've got this wicked little turnaround. Sounds fantastic. Love that bit. And while it seems random, it makes perfect sense. It's that same 2-5-1 again. So we start on the 2, because we're going back to the A flat again. Start on the 2, the B flat minor, and then the next chord, which is an A13, is actually what's called a tritone substitution of our E flat chord, which is our 5 chord in getting to the A flat. So you can hear if I just change the bass note of that A13 to an E flat, it's still 2-5-1. After the A flat, after we arrive on the A flat and we're still doing a 13th chord, we go to a secondary dominant, which is a C7 sharp 9, and then we could do a 2-5-1 from there. So C7 would lead us to an F, F minor, a B flat back to E flat. So ba, 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 ba. That would work, but we're on the C, so let's just do a sneaky little going up chromatically, which means each fret from that C, and that works beautifully. It's really funky. On to the second melody. So after our, so the second bit goes. I'm sure you recognize that. This section kind of centers around the B flat chord. So the first part was our E flat was our tonal center. Now it sounds like that sounds like a tonal center. Now to arrive at that B flat, our little chromatic ascent just continues on up. So all I'm doing there is continuing beyond our original target of E flat up to F, which is the 5th of B flat. And the way I play that is after I change to 7th chords and also sliding in from the A7 to the B flat. Ba, could play it like that. And this arrangement stays fairly true to that. So just adds a seventh in there to the B flat chord. But then the next section goes through a whole cycle of fifths, like it goes. So that's D, which is the fifth of G, which is the fifth of C, which is the fifth of F, which is the fifth of B flat. So we're on B flat, and we go up to the D, to go fifth, 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 back to the B flat. It fits the melody beautifully because each chord is kind of true to the key and true to its purpose in that journey. So then we recommence our original 2-5-1 to get back to A flat again. So yeah, we're kind of in that cycle. So when you see it like that, there's not as much in it as what originally appears to be so if you just look at all the chord names. So with that understanding, hopefully you can navigate your way out of any dark corners by hearing that overarching harmony that's at play. While we're here, let me show you another couple of little bits that I really enjoy playing in that sister act arrangement. One is that funky little line from the rap section. So again, we're in E flat, but now we're not playing chord changes, we're just playing a vamp over E flat. So it's just a E flat note going from the minor third into the third, very common, then to the flat 7, then dropping back to the 6. And the second time adding that one extra upbeat 16th note on the 5th of the chord, the B flat. So that's a cool little run. Then the next section is the Janet Jackson, What Have You Done For Me Lately bit. And for that, it goes to like an E flat minor 6 chord. And here's the voicing that I reckon sounds great for that. So I'm not playing the root note. My bass player's got that. But that just sounds nice and close and full and very similar to that keyboard stab chord. So for that I've got, so there's my E flat minor. I'm playing the minor third, the G flat note. Then I've got a C note, which is my 6th. Then the root note up there, the E flat, and my minor third again on top. That just sounds nice. That wicked final cycle where the girls all cut loose their vocal chops. It's just like a series of ninth chords. So it starts with a B9 to an E9 to an A9. So again, that's a 2-5-1. B, E, A is a 2-5-1. So B9, E9, A9. Then the C sharp based chord there could be anything. It could still be the A9, but just a different inversion. So like so then I'm just sliding, I'm using a C9 back into the B9. Yeah, so it could be an A9 over C sharp. It could be a C sharp 7, sharp 9 chord. Anything sounds good, or just a plain ninth chord. Just make them all ninth chords. C sharp 9, C9, B9, E9, A9. Yeah. It's cool. And then that final run of super quick little chords, I just play like little triads for that part, all with the E note on top. So like, so that's an F sharp minor 7. I'm just playing that 4, 6, 5. Then it goes to a E chord. So all I'm doing is swapping those two fingers to get my little E triad. Then all I do is put my little finger down to give me 6, 6, 5, which is an A major 7. The next one is a A sharp diminished, so I just change it from 6, 6, 5 to 5, 6, 5. Then the next chord sounds to me like an A minor over B, which is kind of like a B11 with a flat 9 in it. nice meaty tension chord. So again, I've gone from 5-6-5 to 7-5-5, and then just back to the E again. And then those final three chords, they sound great as 5 chords to me, just D5, A5, E5. Or earlier in the song, D flat, A flat and E flat. Because that part happens twice in the song, before and after the key change. Go have fun with it, and Merry Christmas, rockers. Please consider giving me a like and a subscribe, and if you do subscribe, ring that bell, because I try and put something up every week, and it's always a bit of fun. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Our full arrangement is E flat. Doesn't matter what voicings you use. B flat minor 7, E flat 9, A flat major 7, D flat 9, E flat, B flat, E flat, F7, B flat 11 to B flat, B flat minor 11, E flat 11 to E flat, A flat major 7, D flat 9 with a flat 5 or a sharp 11, B flat minor 7, A 13, A flat 13. Debatable, but I like playing a C 7 sharp 9 there. D flat, D, E flat, E7. This is into the B section of the melody. E7, F7, A7, B flat. B flat, B flat 7, E flat. Does that twice. Then a D minor 7 flat 5 to a G7 sus to a G7 to a C minor 7 to an F, B flat 11 to a B9. You can hear the chord slips out that semitone and then back in. B flat minor 6 I like there. E flat 11 to a E flat 9, A flat major 7 to a D flat 13, G minor 7 flat 5 to a C minor 7 flat 5. Then we've got that little. So I like playing all those voicings with that E flat note on top. Now we've got our funk riff. Does that 4 times. Then we've got the Jackson 5 riff, E flat and A flat, but I just play it as an E flat triad there at the 8th fret. And like the Keith Richards chords that he plays every single song with. Back and forth 4 times. Then we go back into the B flat 7, E flat thing that we did before. Same cycle of fifths. D minor 7 flat 5, G7 sus to G7, C minor 7 F, B11 to B9, back to the B minor 6, E flat 11 to E9, A flat major 7 to D13. Now we've got our Janet Jackson section, and I'm playing that E flat minor 6 chord like that. G flat on the 9th fret, C on the 10th, E flat on the 8th, and G flat again on the 7th fret of the B string. And it's just stabs. There's a whole bar without a chord, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What have you done for me lately? Then we're back into a 2-5-1, C minor 7, F9 to B flat 11 for a bar and a half. Then move up to B11 because we're going to do the whole thing now in the key of E. So we're going to our E chord, our 2-5-1, our B minor 7, E9 to A major 7 to D9, E, B, E, F sharp 7, B11 to B, B minor 11, E11 to E, A major 7, scroll down, D flat 9, sharp 11, or flat 5, B flat minor 7 to a A flat, oh sorry, a B flat 13 to an A 13 to a C sharp 7 sharp 9, D, D sharp E, F7, F sharp 7, A sharp 7, B. Now we're into that section again. B, B7, E. Do that a couple of times. Cycle of fifths. D sharp minor 7 flat 5, G sharp 7 suspended to a G sharp 7, C sharp minor 7 to an F sharp, B11, C9, slip in and out of that chord by a semitone again. So it's all identical. I'm playing the whole thing identical, just up a single fret. E11 to E9, A major 7 to D13, and then we've got that funky cycle at the end, B9, E9, A9. So for that, my favourite way to play it is C sharp 7, sharp 9, the Hendrix chord, C9 to B9, starts again. Over and over. It does that 8 times, although the last time, the second bar has a weird little cycle which sounds to me like B minor 11 to G sharp minor 7 flat 5 to a C7, and then the bass puts an E underneath that for the last beat of the bar. Yeah, lots of tension there. And then we've got our final little flurry of chords.